Hey Scrappers, it's Tom from the Iscrap App, and wherever you're watching us this week, we welcome you to our weekly report, where you can learn about scrap metal prices, news, ask us questions about materials, or ask our advice on the markets. If you're looking to ask those questions, ask us whether it's live or after, and we'll always get you those answers. Come on in, let's go talk scrap.
Hey Scrappers, Tom from the Iscrap App, and today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. We hope that you are doing well. Here we are, fastly approaching Memorial Day weekend, the official kickoff of the summer. And before we say anything else, we want to thank every single military person that gave their life in dedication to this country, all of the families who really gave just as much by losing someone. We want to thank all of you for the service that was out there. It does not go forgotten. We really want to thank you for that. Now here we are talking about scrap. What's going on with the markets? In the last week or so, copper prices have recovered. That shouldn't be as much of a surprise if you follow any of the markets. We've seen the Chinese start to lift some of the sanctions that they had on, hundreds of millions of people inside the country. But one of the major things that was happening that did affect copper prices, a lot of barges were parked out on the water because China essentially locked down most of its major cities for COVID. They're trying to eradicate COVID like they can just make a flu disappear. It's not going to happen. But what it did do was cause another ripple effect throughout the supply chain, which trickled over into the copper markets. And that was one of the primary reasons that we saw some of the prices drop. Now I'm going to pull up the actual Iscrap app itself. This way we can go over where some of the prices are. We can show you some of the things. But this week we still think the markets are very strong. And here's some things for you to look at. Here is the Iscrap app. And when you have it, you're able to just say find today's prices. You can see, did you find your metal, sell your catalytic converter, scrap your old car now. One very important thing to point out in the upper right in the hamburgers, if you're in Canada, just by clicking change currency, it will automatically change how much everything is reported in. Here you can see Canadian dollars, 457, where if you go back and switch to US dollars, it goes right back to 356. So that's just a really easy feature for you to be able to use. Now, looking at something like Bear Bright, checking it out, we've seen a bunch of prices reported over the last few days. And if you have not reported any of your prices, make sure you do report some of your prices. By going on here and learning about the metals and being able to find different scrap yards in the area, you're going to be able to go on, put your price in. You can enter it manually by typing in the name of your yard. A whole list will come up. From there, you can select whatever your favorite yard is. Believe it or not, ours continues to be Rockaway Recycling. We'll select that, and today Rockaway Recycling is paying $3.75 for Bear Bright. And as easy as that, you could submit it, or you could go on here and put another material in like sheet aluminum, which the price is decreasing. Sheet aluminum prices are going to be dropping. If you haven't seen your markets drop, they will be. There you go. Yay! Little confetti flying all over the place. And just like that, you were able to report some different prices. Now, other things that you want to look at the app, you're going to be able to learn about different metals. By clicking on any of those metals that are listed, you're going to be able to see all types of information. So you can go over to the metal prices, check out some of the Bear Bright numbers, history, scrap yards in the area. And what's nice is you can see some of the prices that have been reported in the last few days. And of course, report your prices. This way you know what you got. It shares your prices with the overall scrapper market. Just gives you a better idea where some of these prices are. Gives you a good idea where your prices compare as well. If you like the app, please, hey, we love 5-star reviews. 4 and 5-star reviews are always our favorite thing. So please let other people know that it is something that works and helps you make more money with it. Now, what else is going on with the market? I mentioned the aluminum prices. We've seen aluminum drop 20-30 cents per pound over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Yes, due to China. Yes, due to fuel consumption. Yes, due to supply chain problems. Yes, due to potential recessionary problems. But one of the biggest things was just an oversupply of what happened. And when you have one of the world's largest markets shutting its doors for 3 or 4 weeks, everything is going to be disrupted. Of course, not oil and gas prices, because those, here we are, May 25th, I believe that we are on our 15th consecutive record day for gas and diesel prices. Yippee! Woo-wee, what a record to be able to set. But as our leader says, we're in a transitionary period, even though only 2 or 3% of the country has electric vehicles. But hey, what do I know? I only run a business and have fuel consumptions like you that are climbing. And what happens when those fuel consumptions and prices are climbing to scrap yards? Well, it costs them more to move material. So their prices, not only are they going to go down just because of basic overhead costs going up, the prices are also going to go down because the lack of demand that's there currently. Even though there's a strong demand overall, currently this month we are seeing a slowdown, a pullback, an oversupply in the markets. I talked to a gentleman that owns a scrapyard, linked in with a couple of large demo contractors in January and February when the prices were strong and it looked like the prices would go to the moon. Well, here they are. That balloon was deflated. He had a very large 6-figure loss because he wasn't listening and paying attention to the markets. He was only looking at how the markets go up and not having a cautionary tale of how the markets go down. I actually talked to him back then and he was waiting to have prices hit $700 or $800 a ton. He pre-purchased all this material. The demo contractor was so happy, and here he is paying out $400 a ton for steel that isn't even worth $400 to him. Why do I say this story? It's not to say, oh, this guy is dumb. It's to say that by learning about the markets and looking at signs of different decreases, pricing problems, outside influences, these are things on why and how we come to the hold or sell every week. I've continued to say sell most materials. That light iron, the shred, you touch it multiple times. When that happens, it costs you more time and money. And you're not looking to lose money. You're looking to make money. That's why this is not a casino. We are not here on like a FanDuel gambling on the scrap prices. Don't gamble. If this is how you make money, whether part-time or full-time job, lock in your prices. Get your markets put in there, and if your scrapyard is reliable and you have a good relationship with them, they'll give you notice. And I'll give you, for instance, nickel prices have fallen in the last few weeks. We've seen stainless steel prices drop about 30 cents, 25 to 30 cents per pound, about 25% below where they were hitting out. Now, with those prices down, I gave some large customers that I have advance notice. Hey, the prices are decreasing. I will hold this price for 2 more days, but after that, if the material's not picked up, I'm sorry, you're SOL, because I can't just afford to keep open hedges or keep open orders, as it would be called in the scrap world. What does that mean? That means that I guaranteed a mill or another producer X amount of pounds at X price. If I don't fulfill that price, then they're not going to be able to fulfill their market to me. And that's how working together is. So if you're looking to learn where the prices are, especially if you have large loads of material that you've been saving, even steel, large loads of steel, 5,000-10,000 pounds, these are things that can be price negotiated at the scrapyard. So there's no reason for you not to try. We tell you, if you don't ask, how are you going to know that the answer is immediately no? Learning, growing, talking to people, like joining our Facebook group. By joining our Facebook group, you don't even have to see any commentary from the team at the Iscrap app. But what you will see is a lot of other people talking. And those people talking, I've learned more from the group of aggregate scrappers than I could ever teach out, because what do they say? More minds come up with more ideas, and that's what the Facebook group has been able to do. That's what people on YouTube have been able to see by learning about the markets, by checking our videos. You learn where things are going. So where are we in the markets overall? Stainless steel, aluminum down, steel down. Steel's down about 40% from the market highs that we saw. That's a really crazy statistic, and it looks like we might have further price decreases coming and then being sustained for the balance of the summer. Now, catalytic converter wise, everyone was so scared that the Russian disruption was going to really screw up palladium markets. We've seen a very strong resilience in the catalytic converter market, where the prices didn't go through the roof. They've actually been tamed and tampered down quite a bit, and that is because of us, the recyclers, continuing to move product through the system instead of holding on to things. By recycling material, you can get it back onto the shelves, back into cars and automotive much quicker than you would by going to, I don't know, countries and mining it, refining it, going through the process. So catalytic converter markets, overall national average, slightly down to about $159 per cat. But of course, over at rrcats.com, we continue to offer free shipping for all OEM catalytic converters with a 10-day price lock. That's awesome, because if you're busy when you get a quote and you don't ship it out until day 9, as long as you ship within 10 days, you're still going to get the price that you were quoted. And just having stability, what do we say all the time for years? Knowing what you're going to get paid makes you a little less hesitant to sell, makes you more comfortable, gives you more information. I mean, I cannot tell you, it's been really funny. I look at all my competitors throughout the local area, nationally, look at websites all the time. The amount of scrap yards that have copied what Rockaway Recycling and Iscrap has done by listing their prices online, many scrap yards in verbatim to what we write on there, which is a little upsetting because we spent a lot of our time creating things, but they're all posting prices. Why? Because they learned the significance of it. What do scrappers want? Prices. What do scrappers need? Updated prices. So by finding scrap yards through the Iscrap app, by reporting your own prices, you get a much bigger, transparent market. This is what makes you more money. We hear story week after week thanking the Iscrap app team about shedding more light on the market, shedding more light on different materials and how to sort and separate them. These are the things that help you grow. We want you to be able to grow. We want you to be able to make more money. And of course, always working safely. Now, scrappers, today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. We appreciate all of your time. It is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Thank you, everyone who's going to comment below. Virginia so delicately, let the cat out of the bag, but I did make another trip around the sun, and I'm super grateful for it. So this is Tom from Iscrap. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. Have a very happy Memorial Day. Until next week, I'll scrap you later.
Thanks for checking out our scrap videos. By becoming a Patreon supporter today, you'll be entered into monthly giveaways for tools and other products to help you make more money with your scrap.